Midlife metabolism reset, this wonderful time of life, whether you're in peri, mid, post menopause, this is all about how to give your body the tool set to battle through this like phase of life, but with grace and hopefully with a little bit more ease. I don't want you to feel like you're white knuckling it, that you're just struggling through it, surviving through it. I want you to thrive during this amazing time of life. Um, I'll be talking about metabolism through midlife, both for female and male. I think right now we're just seeing this huge amount of chatter about menopause. It's all over, and for good reason. The vast majority of women in America are going through these phases, right? Like the majority, which is crazy that so many women are within this phase of life. I need to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Chanel Jepson. I am a biochemist and I formulate supplements here at Singular. I am also an educator, an innovator, and the senior VP of product development for Singular. I'm a functional nutritionist and just really passionate about giving people the care that they deserve. I went through my own health journey that has really propelled me into this industry of problem solving, just giving people product solutions for real life problems and education because I believe that the more you know, the better you can do. All right, so I think a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of women specifically that I talk to, they feel like they're experiencing all sorts of issues and they may not recognize that it is tied to this hormonal shift that they're going through. So maybe you feel like you're gaining weight, your body is being really resistant. Maybe things that used to work aren't working anymore, right? Like your same workout program, your same diet, all the things that you've been doing just to keep a healthy weight, all of a sudden you see those pounds coming up, but you're not changing anything. Maybe your anxiety has increased. You're getting more irritable and annoyed with people. Poor sleep, early waking up in the middle of the night, hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, where you feel like it's just not clicking and you're not able to focus. Your mental acuity is just not as sharp as it once was. Um, Low motivation. Okay. Loss of muscle tone. I will say for me, as I'm turning 40, this is actually the only one that I have experienced so far where I'm like, oh, interesting. I feel like I don't. I did a backflip the other day, got dared into it, and I recognized that my ab muscles were not what they once were, and it hurt. So some loss of muscle tone. Maybe your cycles are irregular, or they're heavier, or they're lighter, or maybe they're just disappeared. Maybe your body just feels less predictable and less forgiving. And I hear these jokes all the time, but there's a little bit of truth behind them. You hear the jokes of, I was just in a board meeting the other day, and one of the women said, she's like, I feel like I look at a cupcake and I gain the weight without ever tasting it. And I was like, oh, it's just interesting how what you used to eat, it's just not the same anymore. And we can't operate with the same mindset. So this phase of life, you have to learn, okay, times have changed. Now what? What are those tools that I need to add to my tool belt in order to thrive during this phase of life? All right. So what's wrong with me? I hate hearing this. And I get why we hear this. I get why we're like, we've tried everything and it's just not clicking, but it's really nothing wrong with you. Just physiologically, you are changing and you are transitioning, and your body is, and it is a part of life. And it's great. I look at all of these different phases of life. You look at the woman who is um, her body changes during pregnancy, right? There are these beautiful changes. You increase certain hormones, your blood circulation increases dramatically in order to support that growing body. Your connective tissue, it starts to stretch and loosen so that you can expand. And all of these amazing things happen through these physiological changes. And that same things Not those identical things, obviously, but same changes are happening through different phases of life. And just how we tackle pregnancy, we're like, okay, now I know I need a prenatal, and now I know I need this, and I need to do this, and I need to do this. You know what you need to do. Um, we want to have that same understanding when we go through those phases. Okay, now what? What are those things I have to do to be healthy during this phase of life and to really thrive? So I think a lot of times people think that your period stops just because your estrogen starts to disappear, but there's a lot of signaling changes that are going to happen. And that's actually why I'm really excited to talk about peptides and the signals. So your ovarian follicles, they're going to be a little bit less responsive to FSH. Maybe your ovulation becomes inconsistent. Your progesterone, which is, I call it the mother hormone, it is going to drop first. In progesterone, when I call it the mother hormone, I kind of think of it as if you were to go to the grocery store, the mother pushing the trolley cart, whatever you want to call it. The mother's pushing it, and she has estrogen and testosterone in the cart, and they're trying to grab things, right? And she's the organizer of said chaos, right? So progesterone is one of those really key things. It's going to drop first. Your estrogen may become erratic, high 1 month, low the next, and then eventually you stop ovulating altogether. So we have perimenopause versus menopause. I think a lot of people group these in the same, and they are not the same. I have found, and actually studies have found, that perimenopause may actually feel worse than menopause, and it's kind of the chaos before the calm. And so I want to talk about that chaos. But because we can support it very directly. And that's actually one of the reasons why so many practitioners where their patients are going through perimenopause, they're using GLP-1 and GIPs to really help restore that communication again, and specifically targeting weight. So it's going to also help with insulin efficiency, satiety signaling, right? These satiety signals are created in our gut, but your gut is really run on a lot of hormones. And as things change, that satiety signaling may break down. Also, if you have poor gut health or have taken any antibiotics, have taken birth control, any of these things are going to disrupt that human microbiome and those cells that are specifically responsible for the production of GLP-1 and GIP within your gastrointestinal tract. And so you really want to help restore that satiety signaling. And that's why that's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about the human microbiome and gut health, is because it really is the epicenter of health. And it is the center that really controls the satiety hormones. And I would say weight loss takes guts, because in order to lose weight, you really have to focus on your gut health. And these hormones, GLP-1 and GIP, are produced in your gut. Um, Sometimes you're kind of needing to reduce reward-driven eating, support blood sugar stability, and it will help to reduce that metabolic stress load on the body. Uh, your hormones are going to move through a lot of different things here. So, one, protein. Protein is essential. I heard the silliest thing the other day where they're like, oh, protein, that's such old news. No, that is forever. That is a forever truth that we will always need, because amino acids within protein are the building blocks of the human body. And every protein, they have different levels, if you will, of different amino acids. And these amino acids in these specific amounts trigger and target specific things. And so protein is so essential for your hormone shift. And that is one thing that I would tell every woman who is entering in perimenopause, is to focus on your protein intake. Make sure you're hitting your targets. You want roughly zero point 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. And I shoot for one. So if you're 120 pounds, 120 grams of protein, right? But protein is critical for this phase of life. Another one is strength training. You cannot take strength training in a pill, in a powder, unfortunately. It is really important that you do move your body and do some, even if it's body resistant training, lunges, squats, pull-ups, anything like that. Anything to strengthen your body because you do have to have that physical, even though you may be taking a peptide for muscle, which is amazing and can uh, help increase the benefit, but you have to do that resistant training in order to trigger that as well. So make sure you don't skimp on strength training, um, recovery. These hormonal shifts are going to unfortunately not allow recovery as well. And we really need our body to recover. We need that sleep and that recovery. And that is, we launched NAD Dreams earlier this year, and NAD Dreams helps as you're sleeping, these recovery systems. And it's this really incredible dynamic product that includes all of these different targeted supplements or targeted ingredients that are going to help your body recover through both relaxation and switching your body from that sympathetic nervous system to that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest, that rest and repair. And that is some of the things that we want through apigenin and spermidine and these organic tart cherry and these ingredients. So recovery is unfortunately one of the things that drops during this hormonal shifts. And then cellular support, your cells get tired. Your cells get tired, the mitochondria get tired, and they need certain resistance to bounce off of in order to essentially like charge themselves up, if you will. And they need to be able to produce things like APT and the cellular rejuvenation. And actually, a product right behind me, Spring. Spring has LVATP, which are these minerals that are incredible from ancient peat and apple extract that are actually going to help increase your ATP and that cellular energy and that mitochondrial support, some of these things that just kind of transition through this phase. But when talking specifically about medical grade peptides, GLP-1 and GIP, I want you to know that they aren't going to replace lifestyle. They are not going to replace your protein intake, your strength training. They're going to help you with these things, but they can't replace them. They can't replace even the body's ability to create ATP, right? There's all these different things. And so we really want you to use peptides as that communication of like, hey, let's do this. But then I think of the lifestyle as the ingredients to allow you to do that, right? Like this is all of the things that are just going to help amplify these signals. Uh, I think some of the things, and even I fell into this. I remember being in college and I just always believed, and it was pretty, I would say, common knowledge, but it's not actually true, that your metabolism slows as you age. We just thought your metabolism slows as you age, you're going to go through metabolic decline. And it's actually not just like this age thing, it's this transition from a hormone-led metabolism, and you need this signal-led metabolism. And we want to really support those signals in the body. We want to support that communication in the body so that it's not fighting against you, it's working with you. And because those hormones are shifting, but those signals don't need to. And so we can focus on a signal-led metabolism. And that's what GLP-1 and GIP and these peptides are doing is they're helping to really improve that signaling and that communication so that your body knows what to do again, so that your metabolic health can shift into a healthy metabolism. Okay, so just going back, I actually just want to recap on this slide specifically. So when working with your midlife, if you were to just be like, okay, like I want to focus on 5 things, um, or maybe 3 things, right? I'm going to give you my 5, but then I'll also give you like the top 3. So if you are entering this phase of midlife and you're like, okay, Chanel, like I really am sitting here and I'm struggling because my body isn't working the way it used to work. And so I know I need to work differently. I want you to focus on your protein intake, your strength training, your recovery. Like those are 3 things that you can focus on. Those are going to be wildly beneficial for your hormones. And then peptide therapy. peptide therapy is like we're seeing some incredible results with women and men through this midlife, through these weight challenges where their body stopped communicating the way it used to, where they're doing everything right, but their body just isn't responding and they need to flip the script on the conversation. And that is what GLP-1s and GIPs, these communicators, I would say, in your gut, through your vagal tone, through your vagus nerve into your brain. They're going into your brain and they're lasting for a full week, helping to dull that food noise and that constant chatter of snacking. I mean, but they're doing a lot more than that. It's incredible to see the benefits that they're having on a normal inflammatory response and some of these other benefits that people are seeing through even improving their sleep and their recovery and um, these different aspects. And so when I think of like the tools that a woman has in her tool belt, peptide therapy is one of the top on my list that I would recommend for women. And of course, work with your practitioner. This is not medical advice. This is not intended to replace your medical advice from your practitioner. But these are some of the things that clinically we are seeing are working incredibly well for women in this midlife life phase. And so peptide therapy, protein, strength training, recover, cellular support, I think really starting at that root cause of maybe your energy decline and really helping to support that. So these are really, I would say, the main things. And of course, there are other benefits, and we will do more calls with more education on all of the other ancillary items that you can add into your tool belt. But if you just wanted to start simple on like, what are three things that I can just do? Like, I just need to do three things, and I would say hit your protein goals, do your strength training, make sure you're recovering. And as part of that recovery, um, I would say adding in that peptide therapy in order to get that communication better. And then you'll have all the tools to help you to really thrive during this time of life where you should be able to really just enjoy it. There are some really powerful things and that we get to do during these phases. And I want you to have all of the energy and all of the just vibrancy to live your life that way. And these are just some of those tools. So these are really kind of the top recommendations if you're perimenopause, menopause, that I wanted to talk about today to get your metabolism back on track with your personalized peptide therapy through protein strength training, recovery, and really that cellular mitochondrial support. You guys, thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. I love doing these chats with you guys and just giving you really quick little snippets of things that you can implement to improve your life, to improve your vibrancy, and to thrive. Thank you so much. Love your guts. Bye, guys.